knowledge, which was a great compliment because he did it during Zia's time in Pakistan, when Tughlaq would not have an accept to. And I've just seen the copies of that, including this morning. In fact, I wrote to him and said, no, look, I've not seen your play. So translation can be a great compliment also. I'm grateful to that. The point I want to make is that it's not enough for the translators to be responsible. The authors have to take interest in a place like India. So what I do is I write in Kannada, I translate them in English, but I also work with my Hindi translator. You see, because a word like in my play, Agni Mattu Male, the Mala is a Kannada word, Agni is a Sanskrit word. I deliberately use Agni for fire, because it's sacred fire, Mala for rain. Now, that difference you can't catch in English, because it's fire and rain, I put it. But when I do it in Hindi, I sit with him and say, now look, that is the difference, so Agni or Barkha, it was done, Now, this means every writer, to some extent, has the responsibility to see that there is a what might be called a vernacular text available for someone. And if someone wants to translate my play into a Kashmiri or Assamese, I say to him, read my English translation, but follow the Hindi translation. Because the Hindi translation is not mine, it's someone else's, the vocabulary is his. But to get a sense of what the play is about, you read English. That's mine, because I have done it myself. So that if you have some doubts on it. I know this is a very hard process, but you've got to do it. I mean, the point is, this is the responsibility, and this is what Sahitya Academy doesn't do, I find. Most of the translations don't take this struggle, which if you saw a translation, not with Marquez of course is Mama, but many of the new Spanish translations, they go through it with different people, and they sit and translate and verify. And this isn't done. The second point I want to make very, very briefly about Salman Rushdie is that there was no implication in Salman's remark in the New York Times that the writing in regional languages is not as good as it. He explicitly says it. There's no implication. He actually
in fact, he explicates that
in that introduction to the which on the face of it is a ludicrous remark. It's not a ignorant remark.
That's
why don't know what
it's
and when he says Manto, I think it's because it's a name that he has heard. I don't think he's read Manto.
You're right.
Salman is always speaking to make an impression. He's not speaking to make sense. The third point I would like to say to Mr. Patel is when you use Ramayana has been attacked not only by Dalits, it's also been attacked by women. So the way Sita was treated by Rama, after 14 years, he married her, took her back, and when again a new feminist takes up the image, I feel tired. I say, why don't you look for new metaphors? Why do we go back to the same old tired metaphors? And to some extent, that has also happened with the Shambhuka story. Kannada, there are half a dozen plays written by Puttappa and others which condemn the Brahminical interpretation and of treatment of Shambhuka, for instance, or even of Vali. And in Tamil literature is full of references to it, because it is an anti. What I'm saying is that can't the Dalits somehow create new metaphors rather than again trying to reinterpret the same old metaphors? Because they are getting a little tiresome. And tired.
I'm sorry to say this. There is there, but still this legacy has to be passed on to the others people, because it's a part of our entire history. That there was Rama and there was Lakshmana, and there were other people in India, and this is a tug of war between these people. And the poor lady Surpankhara, she simply proposed to Lakshmana, just proposing her, and just a man kissed her.
It's all been said, you see.
No, nobody knows rather. Nobody knows rather.
Really?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
It
It has to be told and retold again. It has to be told and retold.